Hey, welcome to Pajama Gramma's Painkillers, Chronic Painkillers Prescriptions. It's just my way of sharing some of the things that I've learned over the last 37 years dealing with chronic illness and chronic pain that have helped me get through my days, get through my life, and actually create the life that I love. Because I think that all of us, all 1.5 billion of us chronic pain sufferers, deserve to kill our chronic pain and live the life that we deserve. Not the one with we just think that we're stuck living because that's the cards that we've been dealt by the gods or whatever, or by God. Or however you think it works, fate, luck, whatever. I don't believe that any of us deserve to suffer with chronic pain. And I do everything in my power to help you and myself kill my chronic pain and live the life that I love. So one thing I'm doing is sharing some of my best tips, tricks, techniques, and strategies that I've learned over the years that have helped me to alleviate and kill my chronic pain. And I almost didn't put this one in there. I was brainstorming some topics, but it is so inherent in who I am and in my being, or it has been in the past, that I couldn't leave it out. So I'm going to swear. So if you're offended by swearing, cover your ears. But it is what the fuck. Now, WTF, I actually learned from my dad, and it's really funny that I learned it from my dad because my dad pretty much never swore. Family of all girls and my mom, and grew up in the 60s, 50s and 60s and 70s, and my dad was a pretty clean-cut engineering guy, corporate American guy, and he didn't curse, he didn't swear, but he did write on a notebook NFW, and I never knew what NFW meant. And then one time I asked my mom, and she's like, well, it means no effing way. And so somehow in me that triggered, and as I was growing up and getting older and running my own businesses, found myself asking subconsciously WTF. And Tony Robbins teaches about something called the primary question, and I didn't realize that WTF had somehow become my primary question. I'm going to tell you, WTF is not a good for you, your health, and chronic pain primary question. It stemmed out of my frustration, mostly with myself, but I thought it was with other people when running my businesses and working in corporate America. My frustration with my expectations of myself, but I often thought it was with other people. But it also left me always judging things as not being right or as they should be, which is a super duper disempowering way to approach your life, right? It's very stressful, it's negative, and it creates all kinds of conflict that doesn't even need to be there. And to be honest, I didn't even realize consciously that this was my overriding question until I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. And my family was actually making bets on what my first words would be when I woke up, because they were all assuming I would wake up. A lot of people don't wake up or survive or not be brain damaged from a sudden cardiac arrest, but I was one of the fortunate people that they had caught early, and I was actually resuscitated and jump-started at the scene within a few minutes. And then they froze me and did that blood freezing thing. I don't really understand it. I haven't looked into it. I will someday, but I'm not ready yet. And that helped to preserve my organs and my brain function. But anyway, when I woke up, of course, the first words out of my mouth, my scraggly voice from having the tube down my throat, the respirator, was, what the fuck? So, as I went on my journey of discovery after that event, so that, of course, I could live longer and it wouldn't happen again, I was reminded of the whole primary question thing, and it was right there in my face that WTF is a terrible question to live your life on, because it supposes that there's always something wrong. So I actually created a new primary question for myself, and that is, and I think I share it in another one of these because it's an awesome question. It's very empowering, and it's, what am I creating now? Because I can use that to change a negative emotion to a positive emotion, a negative situation to a positive situation, a negative vibration or something that's adding to my chronic pain and illness to something that is what I want. Because I always want to be focusing on what I want and creating what I want, not what I don't want. So by asking and making my primary question, what am I creating now? I'm always either creating what I want, or I'm getting myself out of a negative track that is creating what I don't want. So let's all retire what the fuck. And I still use it sometimes, but I really catch myself. If I'm thinking it, it goes from my subconscious to my conscious right away now. It isn't buried in, and I'm not running on autopilot based on this question because it was so detrimental to me. I think any overriding question that kills you, you should probably throw out of your life. So that's what I'm doing, and I invite you to do the same. Today's prescription, think about your primary question. And if it's WTF, please substitute something better that works for you and empowers you to live the life that you deserve. That's it for today. I'll see you soon with another Painkillers prescription. Bye.